This probably holds the probably takes the cake for the most impromptu stream I've ever done before. I wasn't originally gonna stream the Summer Game Fest event, but I decided why not? Very, very last minute. Like literally less than an hour ago, I set up a stream page and said, you know what, let's stream this today. Why not? In case something big gets revealed, which, let's be honest, it probably won't. Or at least, if something big does get revealed, it won't be anything that really appeals to me. But, who knows? What new movies have I seen over the days? I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once for the first time. That's probably the most recent thing I've seen. Last time we did a stream was Kirby in the Forgotten Land. It was. It's been a while since I did a stream. Now we're back again with Summer Game Fest. I sound really tired. Oh yeah, I'm fine. If I sound tired, it's not necessarily just because I'm tired, it's because I'm not really going to be full energy during today's stream, because currently, like literally as I'm talking to you, I'm actually in the process of editing a massive video. So that's mainly going to be where most of my attention is going to be focused on during this stream. I have the Summer Game Fest thing open on my left on the monitor, so I'll be watching it passively and commenting on anything important that happens, but the main reason why I didn't want to stream this today... Oh, that's a little bit of a little sneak peek, I guess, if you caught that real quick. That's the main reason I didn't want to stream today, because I didn't want to distract myself from the video I'm working on. But I figured, let's kill two birds with one stone. I'll edit on one screen, and I will watch on the other. Is Last of Us Part 2 on my 20 worst games list? Yes. Yes, it is. Shockingly bad. You beat the original Dragon's Lair? Do you mean the arcade game or the NES game? I assume you mean the arcade game, because I don't think most people don't want to acknowledge the existence of the NES game. Well, I say that. I haven't played it for myself, so I can't really say whether it's particularly good or bad, but from what I've heard, it's not a... It's typical of what you would expect from the era of the NES. I guess, is how I would put that. The arcade game? Yeah, the arcade game is a classic. And what I've noticed is that, because a lot of people would be quick to say that it's just trial and error, that you have to try moves over and over again until eventually they start working, or until you eventually find the right one. But what I've discovered is that the game actually does telegraph pretty neatly when what you have to do every step along the way. It's not quite as trial and error as some make it out to be. Why do I not like Dragon's Lair Part 2? It's just because there's a lot of reasons. For one, the scale is way larger than the first one, so it feels more outrageous and outlandish compared to the very relatively grounded stakes of the first game. But also, as an arcade experience, it doesn't work as well, because what made the original work is that it was a lot of really short rooms. So if you died in one, you would immediately move to another room, so you would never feel like you were bogged down in the same place for too long, and you could cycle through players really easily. But in the second game, it's the opposite. It's a short list of really, really long rooms, which not only makes it very hard to cycle through players at an efficient rate, but even if you're just playing by yourself, it's just annoying having to redo all that over again. Especially when it's an important part of the game is having to collect those stupid golden things, but the game doesn't do anything to tell you that you need to. I think on the home versions, like on the Dragon's Lair Trilogy Collection, if you watch the tutorial, it will tell you that you need to collect the golden things, but in the original arcade, no such indication. Guess I'm not a big fan of the bizarre and outlandish. Well, it's contextual, because some like you could call something like I guess Halo outlandish because it's a cybernetically enhanced super soldier blasting cartoonish aliens on alien planets and a literal ring shaped world. But the distinction is that it's like if you took something like Suits and then you had them going to space. That would be, or I guess a comparison that's actually happened that's more pertinent is Cars to Cars 2. You take the low-level stakes of the first Cars movie, and then all of a sudden it's balls-to-the-walls action in Cars 2. Had it been its own original spy movie genre, probably would have gone over a lot better, but since it followed up with the original Cars, that's not what happened there. Any updates on my thoughts on DuckTales 2017? No, haven't watched another episode since the pilot. Hopefully I'll have more time to continue watching that soon. How's the Halo Infinite video going so far? Continually pushed back because 343 keeps doing more dumb things that I have to add to the script. So, hopefully it comes out. I would like the Infinite video to come out sometime this summer. Hopefully when Season 4 comes out, it'll be a nice solid place for me to just stop and take everything in. But, like, it seems like every other day now, some new crap comes out about Infinite's and 343's decision making. Hopefully it'll eventually be ready for release. Should try Metroid at some point in the future. I will. I'll probably start with Metroid Prime Remastered because that's one I actually agreed to play. Since I watched the Owl House, would I watch Amphibia? I have watched Amphibia, start to finish. So yeah, quick reminder before the show starts for anyone who missed the beginning. I'm editing a video in the background, so that's where I'm going to be primarily focusing on. So I'm not going to be as intently paying attention to the stream as I usually am. And of course, if audio levels need to be adjusted, be sure to let me know and I can adjust that.
Please welcome to the stage the creator of the Game Awards, Jeff.
Oh, it's actually a live event this year. I didn't realize. I thought it was just on a closed sound stage.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Summer Game Fest. We are in person, and today we've got a look at what's next in video games for you. We are live here in Los Angeles at YouTube Theater, and it feels so good to be in person with a live fan audience for the first time.
Low volume? I will crank it up then.
When I started Summer Game Fest back in 2020 from a spare bedroom, I never imagined it would grow into this. Today, the video game industry has come together to show you what's next. This is a cross-industry showcase, meaning no matter where you play games, I hope you'll discover a new game to put on your wish list. The landscape of video game events has certainly changed over the past few years, but one thing hasn't. There are a lot of great games in development, and our singular goal today
is Psycho Kimura's birthday from Danganronpa 3, aka Corona, the pharmaceutical who wears a mask. Oh yeah, I did call that, didn't I? Yeah, I only know Danganronpa 3 characters by the fake names that I gave them in my series.
Don't worry. Alan Wake 2, the reveal of Fortnite's next season, and yes, we do have a very special grand finale.
Oh boy.
You're not gonna want to miss.
Can't wait.
Say right now.
I'm jumping for joy,
But
honestly.
let's get right to the games and gameplay. The first reveal is something you're not expecting, which makes it that much more exciting.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
I'm gonna go ahead and press X to doubt.
Our kingdom is cursed. The prince has been kidnapped and taken to a forbidden land. All hope rests with us, the Immortals, to rescue him and save the Empire. But we weren't prepared for what was coming next. Then again, they weren't prepared for me.
Oh, and I've just kind of accepted at this point that the stream is definitely going to get claimed for whatever music that they play, so I'm just, I'll just roll with the punches. It's on the second channel, so I don't really care. The channel's not monetized anyway. Do I like backtracking in video games? Not typically. I mean, I guess because in a Metroidvania like Ori, it makes a bit more sense, but in something like Spyro, for instance, I'm not as big on it.
In these times of darkness, hope is the only thing that keeps us fighting. I will fulfill my destiny and save the kingdom.
You can't escape your destiny, Simba. What would my reaction be if Dragon's Lair 3D was getting re-released? Pure euphoria.
There's a little surprise.
But that's never gonna happen because Ubisoft is, well, not Ubisoft. The team that made the original Dragonstone software went out of business years ago. So about a snowball's chance in hell of that ever happening. But I love it. I don't even need a remake or anything. Just port it to modern gen consoles so that more people can play it. That's all I care about. Because it's very inaccessible right now.
It's time for Mortal Kombat 1.
One of my thoughts on the Spyro trilogy: I like the first game, I really like the second game, was not as big on the third game, but I enjoyed playing all three of them.
4 years since MK11, and ever since Ed Boon and the team at NetherRealm have been hard at work on the most ambitious MK yet, that reboots the series into a new era timeline, and it's coming this September. Everyone has been asking, what does it look like? Who's on the roster? How do the new cameo fighters work? Well, now it is time for combat. No spoilers, but this video is literally insane.
I love Crash Bandicoot 3. Based on what little I know about Crash Bandicoot 3, I somehow strongly doubt that. Based on what I don't like about Spyro 3 and what I've heard about Spyro or Crash 3, I really don't think that I would like that.
I have had enough of you. Then go before I put you down.
I'm doing a lot of backtracking in Metroid Prime and Metroid Dread. Well, like I said, for Metroidvania, I'm more okay with it because that's kind of built into the design of the game itself. That as you gain new abilities, the amount of space in the world you can explore gets bigger and bigger. But like in Battle for Bikini Bottom, for instance, the only thing stopping you from getting a single golden spatula in downtown Bikini Bottom is an ability you don't get till the end of the game, so it just feels very arbitrary.
Give it up without a fight.
What's better, Spider-Verse 2 or the Super Mario Bros. Movie? I certainly enjoyed the Mario Bros. Movie more. Thoughts on Elemental, the upcoming Pixar movie? I have absolutely no thoughts whatsoever on Elemental. It could be good. It could be bad. I don't really know for sure. We'll have to wait and see. The trailers haven't captivated me, but they haven't scared me away either.
Back to one here. Who are you again?
Lord Liu Kang, protector of Earthrealm, god of fire.
The tilting floor room probably killed you the most out of any room when you played Dragon's Lair. I can see that. I think the one that probably gave me the most trouble was the baton, just because getting the room with the spinning batons is probably the one that took me the most amount of time to get down, just nailing the timing of when to pass through. But yeah, the tilting floor room can also be tough, because you gotta... The game won't let you jump up and complete your second input until the flames have dissipated. And then you have, from that, you have like a nanosecond from there to move left into the other door.
Or do you secretly covet my throne?
That voice actress sounds familiar. I don't like Spider-Verse 2. I felt like I wasted my time in the theater watching Across the Spider-Verse. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes that I'll never get back. I wish I could have spent doing just about anything else. Ranking of the Toy Story villains. Lotso Stinky Pete said. Same way I rank the movies.
I mean, that was pretty good, right, guys? Now, I'm sure you have many questions about what we just saw, and to tell you more, I am so honored to welcome to Summer Game Fest one of our industry's greatest creators, a man who has been loyal to the same franchise and fan base for more than 3 decades. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest the creator of Mortal Kombat.
Do I like 2D or 3D animation more? I don't have a preference for the style. It's all about whether the movie itself is the movie or show is good or bad. I can really go either way on the actual animation.
All right, well, Ed, first of all, thank you for that incredible world premiere. We got to see all of the gameplay of MK1, and everyone just wants to know more about this, because first of all, this is it's MK1, right? It went from 11 to 1. So tell us about this. It's a new time.
Third option stop motion. Again, I don't care.
Ending of Mortal Kombat 11.
So long as the story is good.
Graduated into
The animation is superfluous to me.
right? And he created a brand new universe, and this universe, this is why we're calling it Mortal Kombat 1, is because this is the beginning of a new timeline. A number of these characters you've seen before, but they're told in a completely different story. And so Sub-Zero and Scorpion are brothers now, and there's all these things that were rivalries before are now allies, and so mixing the whole thing up. So we're just kind of rebooting, and that's what the 1 is for.
Well, it looks incredible. Everything we saw there was, in-game gameplay. The cinematics look incredible. I know the team is working.
What death in that game do I think was the funniest in Dragon's Lair?
Are these cameos? Because we saw some amazing stuff there. Now, so
I don't really.
How does that work? You
I guess I've never really thought of any of the deaths as humorous, just because I've mostly been annoyed if ever I have to see one of those screens.
Yeah, normally in a fighting game you'll see.
But first thing to come to my head is the one where Dirk runs into the wall during the Lizard King chase, and then he gets bonked on the head and just his floppy corpse is dragged back off the screen. That one's pretty neat.
Join the fight, but
A lot of blank squares there.
Yeah, so it's kind of like imagine yourself with Sub-Zero, but you have some of Jack's moves, and you can call him out. You can do it multiple times, as you saw in the gameplay. So you can you can basically combine these two characters. All the characters can be combined with all the cameo fighters, and that's where you see. That's where the player's kind of imagination comes in.
Thoughts on Ratatouille? Love it. Ratatouille's among Pixar's best movies, easily.
How does that work? So you're in gameplay, you have your main, you have your cameo. How do you Do you summon them? Is it time-based? Like, how often do they come in? It's not a tag team thing, right?
Since I've expressed I've watched both Space Jams, I've watched Looney Tunes back in action. No.
It's just one
I have not watched Looney Tunes back in action.
They have a variety, so you can go, you know, push that button with towards and it'll do a different move. Push it with down, it'll do a different move. And so the combination.
Oh, I see. So you can bring them in a combo. Almost.
Exactly, exactly. And you see there's like a meter up on top, which is basic. That'll limit it, so you can't obviously fire them indefinitely, but you can call them pretty much whenever you want, and they have, you know, like in the middle of a combo, they'll have a lot of you know, basically a whole arsenal of their moves. So Sonya, you saw come out there. Sometimes you'll see them appear twice in there.
Okay, so time-based, they come out, and then
My personal favorite will always be Wally. Wally is also among the best of Pixar's catalog.
Characters that'll be in the cameos. Are there some repeats from the main roster? How will that work?
Yeah. Some of the characters are going to be available as cameos as well as the main roster fighters. You can play Sub-Zero.
When Jack Black was announced as Bowser, you immediately thought of him being kidnapped by the Muppets.
Same thing with Scorpion. But
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
understood that reference.
cameo
I
fighters
really
are
like that
nods
Muppet
back to
movie.
First game. So you'll notice Sonya and
I wish there was
Jackson
less
and the kinda older copies.
Jason Segel and Amy Adams stuff and more Muppet
We have
stuff,
a lot
but
of, like, really surprised ones. I think you guys saw
when that movie's really good, it's really, really good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like kind of really digging into the old Mortal Kombat games as far as getting, you know, we really love the novelty of it. We really want the cameo characters to feel, you know, kind of nod to the old games.
Well, speaking of not the old games, let's talk. You confirmed, I think, or it's at least known that Jean-Claude Van Damme is actually going to be in this game.
So less Jason Segel and more Muppets, must love, most wanted. So the absence of human characters in a different movie doesn't inherently mean that I'm going to like it more. My thoughts on Muppets Most Wanted have improved upon revisiting it, but that movie has other issues outside of my issues with the Muppets. Have I watched The Lorax? I have indeed. Watched it when it came out in theaters as a kid.
So you're going to hear Jean-Claude, his voice doing Johnny Cage lines and stuff like that. We're really excited about it.
Wow. Well, I know
When am I going to announce the release date of my Lightyear video? It'll be ready when it's ready. If you wanna, I'll have a section in my next big video discussing the status of the Lightyear video.
We could not be more excited in terms of getting players' hands on it.
Will I ever play Hollow Knight? Possibly. It's not something I have plans to do at the moment, but maybe one day.
Characters, you know, so there's a lot of reveals that are coming up.
Amazing. Well,
will I make a video on Elemental?
At MK1, as you said, this weekend, people will be playing it.
Probably.
We'll be seeing lots more coverage, lots more characters to reveal on the main.
Unless there's just, unless I have literally nothing to say about it.
Thank you so much. First look.
Do I not like the Muppets? Never said that.
Amazing. So excited about that one. All right. Next up, it's been a fun couple weeks for action RPG fans with the release of Diablo 4, which is truly fantastic. Another big and anticipated ARPG is Path of Exile 2 from Grinding Gear Games, who have faithfully been updating and patching the original PoE since its release in 2013. We haven't seen
audio commentary for all the Lego movies. We might do one for Lego Movie 1 and 2 back to back, just because there's such a chasm of quality between those two films, and I haven't seen the Lego movies in a while. But like the other ones, probably not. I don't ever have plans on watching the Lego Ninjago movie.
Where are the guards? Hey you! What's going on?
I think I won't like Hollow Knight, similar to Ori 2, but I'm not sure I'll enjoy the backtracking. Oh, if it's heavy on that, then probably not. Might not end up being up my alley. Do I like Bug's Life? Yes. Yes, I do. Is this going to be the new E3? Probably. I mean, E3's dead, and Summer Game Fest is only gaining more and more notoriety, so I'd say it seems like that's the current state of affairs. Have you seen the Lego Batman movie? Yes, and I love it. Don't think it's quite as good as the standard Lego movie, but it's still a very, very good movie. I've only seen it once, though. I want to rewatch it at some point.
Well, the team at Capcom has an important update to share with you right now.
The sad reality of being an Ace Attorney fan is anytime you hear the word Capcom, you know it's never going to be something. It's never going to be something you're interested in. Because of all the things Capcom has done, Ace Attorney is not the big thing they're known for.
Guessing Ryu from Street Fighter facing off against a dinosaur probably wasn't on your bingo card for today's show.
But I agree that other film companies doing better than Disney recently. I mean, that's a very low bar, so yes.
But guess what, guys? That may actually not be the craziest collaboration on the show today. Check this out.
Oh boy.
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Buckle your seatbelts. Oh wait, hold on, this might actually be something I'm interested in. What is this?
Everything you may think you know.
Never mind. Never mind.
That's right.
So,
Cage is coming to Dead by
I guess I should explain why I was partially interested there for a second. Do you guys remember an old PC game called Director's Chair, made by Steven Spielberg, or at least produced by Steven Spielberg, where it kind of ran you through the process of making a movie in very basic, high-level steps? I saw the tilted over Director's Chair and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be neat if they made another one of those, like a modern version? Nope, that's not what that was. That is not at all what that was.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Happy to meet you.
Nick, I gotta say, welcome to the video game world.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to be invited to your very, very cool club, everybody.
Thoughts on Pirates of the Caribbean? I have watched the first movie like 5 years ago, or 5 or 6 years ago, and I remember really enjoying it. And then I remember starting to watch the second movie, not enjoying it as much, and then I didn't finish it.
When I make movies, one of my favorite genres is horror.
So I've only seen the first one, and even then I don't remember much about it.
A murderous ghost named Sadako, who I think is amazing, and she made it apparent.
Ridden the ride at Disney World plenty of times though, and I love that. I've also played the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean game.
It really is this museum of horror. Michael Myers, you said, all these different characters all coming together.
But movies, not so much. I've not
So I play this
really spent. I haven't really seen them.
exaggerated version of a film actor named Nick Cage. And he's going to a location thinking he's making a movie, and instead he wakes up in the fog. And in the
It's funny, you'd think that I would hear Grug more than anything else when I hear Nicolas Cage's voice, but I don't. First thing I think of is National Treasure. That's the main role that I know Nicolas Cage for.
You have your 3 other teammates who are survivors with you, and it's teamwork. You're working together to pull through, and I like that. And so that was a large reason for wanting to do it as well, that feeling of bonding with your friends.
And you're fully in for this. I know we heard your voice in there, so you recorded lines for it and everything?
See, I want you
Anyone else think the Little Mermaid remake is bad? I stubbornly refuse to watch that movie, but everything I've heard from everybody who's seen it has been in collective agreement that it is just absolute garbage. Which, I mean, it's a Disney live-action remake, so was there ever really any possibility of that not being the case? I don't think so.
Sigh, whatever it is, it's my voice, so that we are fused.
All right. Fully method, Nick Cage. I love it. I mean, this is so fun. This game,
oh, by the way, does anybody know how long this
collaboration with
show is supposed to be? Because I actually don't. I didn't check that beforehand. I'm assuming it's about 2 hours.
Somebody very important
In
my
which case,
family,
oh god, please shoot me. We're only 22 minutes. Oh my god, we're only 22 minutes in.
Pun intended.
How long was
See,
last
Dead
year's
by
Summer Game
Daylight to me
Fest?
was an opportunity to branch
Just
out.
out of
You know, I've never been
curiosity.
invited into this
Oh,
space
oh good. It was 2 hours.
I'm
My
always
stream was
looking
2 hours
for
and 11 minutes.
So this
Factoring
means,
in
wow, I can
pre-show,
branch
post-show,
out,
yeah,
get a
probably
whole
about 2
new
hours.
audience, meet a whole new
Oh,
audience,
great.
and branch out and go on this Dead by Daylight adventure. I didn't say it took me nothing but a split second to say yes. And speaking about split seconds, what excuse me, what I noticed, excuse me, sinuses, allergies. What I noticed was that every move you make when you're doing this, when you're in the gaming space, it's timed down to the
Jungle
split
Book? I have
seconds.
never
And
seen
it's
Jungle
a
Book.
very immersive experience when you're acting out in this space. because
Either the
every
original or the
move
remake, I have not seen
decide
Jungle
you
Book.
make has to be timed perfectly with the gamer's moves. So that was something that I learned from this, and I'm always looking to learn something.
Well, we love having you in the video game world. We want to see Nick Cage in more games.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Nick, thank you so much. Hopefully the first of many. Nicolas Cage, great to see you, man. Awesome. There you go. Lock it in. Now, for all of you who want to play Nick Cage in Dead by Daylight,
All 12 of you, they're jumping for joy at the idea.
PC and console, but PC players can try it earlier by downloading the player test build on July 5th. And here's an exclusive first look at Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight.
I don't even know what Dead by Daylight. I've never played Dead by Daylight. I think Brooks did, though. I think Brooks played Dead by Daylight a couple of years ago. I just know nothing about it whatsoever.
Damn right I made it.
Chicken Little thoughts? I have a lot of nostalgia for Chicken Little. I watched it a lot as a kid, and I played the game a lot as a kid, but it's a terrible, terrible film.
All right, thank you very much, Nick.
I can't hate it, though.
Seeing an incredible number of video game adaptations.
Given that I don't like
2019,
auto-scroll,
Witcher on Netflix,
do I know what Geometry Dash is? Funny you say that after I was talking about Brooks, because Brooks played that basically every single day in freshman year biology class. We sat next to each other. That's how we got to talking as much as we did. And basically every single day he played Geometry Dash on his iPad. I think he actually had me try it once.
Tune into The Witcher Season 3.
I didn't get very far, but I think I did try it once.
Volume 1 debuts on June 29th, only on Netflix.
Get ready to watch the world premiere of our brand new trailer for Season 3 of The Witcher.
Thanks for tuning in to the Summer Game.
Oh, is this the show that got dicked over because... Did they catch me up on the specifics here. Something happened with the casting. Either Henry Cavill said he wanted them to stay closer to the games, and then they decided to recast him or something. Someone catch me up on the specifics about this.
But it'll certainly help in keeping you.
It was something like that. I remember. People were not happy.
I won't abandon Ciri.
Neutrality has consequences too.
I think Henry just quit, or maybe that's what it was. He quit because they weren't going to respect the source material or something. It was pretty sure it had something to do with a lack of desire to respect the source material.
It's all connected. I mean, she's at the center of it. If war is coming, there is no hiding her from it. You sure about this?
Oh, and by the way, in case there was ever any doubt of the stream getting claimed, this is definitely going to get claimed because it's a show. I think I'm not streaming this on the main channel, otherwise it might actually be kind of problematic.
History has a way of repeating itself.
Would I say the Mario movie respected the source material?
The dangers we've seen.
Yeah, I'd say so.
More menacing future.
At least, there's nothing major that jumps out to my mind immediately as having it. Like, it doesn't, it's pretty clear to me that the people who made the Mario movie understood the source material pretty extensively. Outside of a couple minor things, but nothing, again, nothing that jumps out to me majorly right now.
I'll never get over how cute they look.
What did you miss? Hey everyone, would you like to catch Gagonic up on all the incredible incredible announcements that he's missed so far from Summer Game Fest 2023? Oh, only on Netflix, also known as the best streaming service in the world. Followed up immediately afterwards with the Epic Games Store, just back-to-back pain. Mario 3D World thoughts. Didn't like it when I played it, but I played it 9 years ago, so I would probably need to revisit it to give my updated thoughts on it. Then in terms of discussions, Disney live action remakes, Pirates of the Caribbean, Muppets, the show itself, things like that. Just kind of. Oh, also we talked about Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. So, and someone said that when I mentioned that Spyro 3 I wasn't really big on. Someone said, I'll love Crash Bandicoot 3, yep, totally. And from what little I know about Crash Bandicoot 3, I'm guessing I probably wouldn't like it if I played it. When I already didn't like the first game that much, and what I know about the Spyro 3 and the similarities to Crash 3, I'm just like, I don't, that's not something I'm looking forward to playing. Still boggles your mind that Square Enix thought that putting Kingdom Hearts on the Epic Games Store and not Steam was a good idea. I just question that whenever any developer. I mean, well, from my understanding, whenever developers do that, it's usually because there was a paycheck involved. Other than that, I don't know what reason they would have to do so. Are you ready for the next era of OLED gaming? Are you? Because I'm not. Have I heard of the Gollum game being bad? Just vaguely. I don't know really anything about it. Other than that, it's just being dunked on by everybody for being crap. But I have no idea what it is, and I don't care to find out. I've seen a couple screenshots. I haven't seen any clips, but I have seen a couple screenshots.
No turning back after this. You sure?
You were shocked by how bad it looked. I'm not emotionally invested enough to really have an intense reaction to it, other than just saying, yep, sure does look bad. You like Crash 3 more than Spyro 3, but you sort of get it. Well, the thing is, Spyro 3, whenever I was playing a Spyro, I was having a good time. It's just all the side characters that I couldn't stand. Like that boxing thing with the Ice Yeti, it was like, what are we doing? Also, I hated the Penguin's flight controls because both the camera control was happening. I don't remember whether it was that the camera was controlled by both the left stick and the right stick, and my attempts to use both were fighting against each other, or if that the camera was moving independently of my stick, and then whenever I tried to use it, it was pulling my brain in two different directions. Something like that was really disorienting to try to fly around with the Penguin. And just generally, I found most of the... No, I think all the side characters, except for, I guess, Sparks, be very clunky to try to use. And, of course, it's interesting, because of all of them, Sparks is, like, the least related to the core gameplay.
Including a first look at the gameplay of Alan Wake 2, the world premiere of the new season of Fortnite, Call of Duty Season 4, and maybe a few more surprises for you.
No, please stop. I'm already overwhelmed by the Fortnite and the Call of Duty.
to react to the news. And we want to welcome
Gaming on
streaming the
TikTok.
show live on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and other platforms. For those of you on
This stuff,
Twitch, we also
whenever
have a
this
special
stuff gets
Warframe
brought up, I always
Twitch
feel
channel, a free
old.
Steinax Warframe
He's like,
for watching
oh look, it's the new. Check us out on TikTok, kids, and I just roll my eyes like, am I the bitter old man
later this year in a brand new game built from the ground up in a style that I think
who's
is
annoyed
this fan base and
by
longtime fans
the
of
rise
video
of
games
TikTok?
very excited.
Which it's funny
Also, another
because
Summer Game Fest
my dad is
global game
like obsessed with
announcement
TikTok.
thrills with a classic
He
video.
jokingly told me that if TikTok gets banned in the US, that he would move to Canada, but that he would still visit once a year. Well, I say jokingly. I don't know. Maybe he was being serious. He's really obsessed with TikTok. So who knows? Time for more Sonic? Yeah, it seems like it. I guess before this. Sonic Superstars, whatever. Do I like motion controls? Again, it depends. In Sonic and the Secret Rings, I absolutely despise the motion controls. In Sonic and the Black Knight, they were fine. And obviously Wii Sports is the gold standard for that stuff.
This past April, Honkai Star Rail launched, and as you're about to see, the game is bringing an exciting new character to space fantasy RPGs. However, we don't just have a new peak for current players, but also for those awaiting the game's release on PlayStation. Take a look.
I wish this universe had a few more things to do. Don't you get bored running across the map every day? Team Trailblaze back from duty. Mission 1 accomplished. Where's our next stop? I can't wait.
Hey, does anybody in chat have an idea, roughly, of when in Ratatouille Remy gets taken to the shop where he sees all the dead rats? Spoilers for Ratatouille, in case you care. If you haven't seen it by now, which is probably, like, none of you. And I don't even need a timestamp, just, like, between what events in the film that happens, roughly. Because I'm trying to find it right now in editing. If a live-action Incredibles was announced, what would my reaction be? To roll my eyes. Very hard.
Never mind. I miscalculated. Can you let me have some fun this time? Time for a buzz.
Anyway, what is this? No clue. Don't care.
Later this year on PlayStation. All right, inspired by the story of Pinocchio, lies of
Oh, God.
a Soulsborne-like game from the team at NeoWiz, which is coming to Game Pass, PlayStation, and PC this year. Well, if you're wondering exactly when, we have news to share with you on its release.
What about a live-action Toy Story 4? We need a live-action Toy Story first. And my reaction would be the same, to just roll my eyes. Although that one would probably sting a little bit more. Also, never mind it. Everyone can disregard the Ratatouille thing. I've found it. And the answer, in case anyone was curious, is that it's roughly an hour in that scene happens. You'll never get over the fact that of all games to have Goku, Master Chief, and Indiana Jones in one game, it has to be Fortnite of all things. That's fine. They can spiral into their own little vortex of cringe. That's cool with me. They can do whatever they want. I don't really care what Fortnite does.
Listen, pal. Nice landing, but let's not make it a habit.
You do sometimes have to wonder if the people that actually attend these shows in person are clapping just out of courtesy.
The demo for Lies of P is now available across PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Check it out and prepare for the release on September 19th. Now it's time for the reveal of a visually
Stinky Indiana Jones has my cautious optimism I had for Indy 5 unchanged. In fact, I might actually be a little more excited than I was previously. Trailers look really, really good.
For the first time here at Summer Game Fest, and I think you'll be pretty hyped once you see the gameplay, all built in Unreal Engine 5. Here we go.
Can I give any hints of what the video is? People asked me that before, but I still can't think of anything to say. When talking about character assassination, recommend I use the clip from Rick and Morty where they go to another universe and bury their dead selves. That's not really a clip I would use, because I just don't watch Rick and Morty. The only exposure I've had to Rick and Morty, as I've said before, is the VR game, which is a good game. It's made by Alchemy Labs. Everything they ever do is amazing. They've made Job Simulator, Rick and Morty VR, and Vacation Simulator, and all three have been amazing. I haven't played Cosmonious High yet, but I really want to, because they've had 3 successes in a row. I doubt Cosmonious High is going to be the one to break the chain. Actually, that's not true. I have played a little bit of I played like the first 10 minutes or so of Cosmonious High, and I loved what I played. Just the fluidity of the first power you get is really satisfying to use in VR, but I can't speak to the quality of the game as a whole.
Sandland, get ready to become an unlikely hero in an adventure where you don't need to be human to save humanity. That's coming from Bandai Namco, and we're excited to see more of it soon. Independent games are such an
Thoughts on Zelda Ocarina of Time so far? It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I'm enjoying it mostly. It's pretty decent.
Stay tuned for Day of the Devs from iam8bit and Double Fine with some incredible indie game reveals. Now, one of the biggest independent publishers is Annapurna Interactive. And later this month, as part of Summer Game Fest, they'll be revealing
any new games I've played? Nothing that I haven't covered on the channel.
Let's see how many you can figure out in this little tease.
I missed the intro. What is this? Like, what is this a montage of? Oh. That's what it is. Annapurna Interactive. Okay.
wonder what that was at the end. We'll find out later this month. All right, next, we're stepping into the world of Throne and Liberty, a free-to-play PC and console MMORPG from NCSoft and Amazon Games with an always-changing environment, massive scale, PvPvE, and the ability
Do I know Octodad Dadliest Catch? I don't know anything about Octodad.
Here's a look at Throne and Liberty.
Our guiding star has shattered. Its shards scattered across the world.
Do I know Sans Undertale? I'm sure that's probably a meme. I don't know what it is, though. Except I heard someone made an edit of the Owl House finale where Luz looks at Belos, and when someone they're like, "What is that? Is that?" And then she finishes the line with it's Sans Undertale. I also saw another edit of that scene where instead of Belos, it's Walter White from Breaking Bad, which is way funnier than it should have been. I'll be honest. I probably shouldn't have laughed as hard as I did at that. But oh well. Would I ever do a LEGO game walkthrough as an Indiana Jones? I have done a LEGO game walkthrough for LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga and for LEGO Batman the video game. And were it not for Ace Attorney taking off as well as it did, I probably would have done a lot more, but now I don't have time to do that at all. Why am I streaming this? It was a last-minute decision. I originally wasn't going to stream it at all. I got emailed saying, "You're invited to co-stream Summer Game Fest." And I just wasn't going, I didn't want to because I didn't have the time to, I knew I was going to be entirely focused on editing this week. But then at the last minute I thought, well, you know, on the off chance that something actually worthwhile happens today, I may as well stream it just in case. But I just, because it was so last minute, I don't have the co-stream kit or anything, as I didn't accept it the first time. And I'm not really focusing on the stream as a whole, I'm just editing in the background. And by in the background, I mean that's the main thing I'm doing. I'm just listening to the show in the background. I'm here on the off chance that something exciting gets announced, but the probability of that happening is seemingly becoming increasingly less likely the deeper into the show we get. Thoughts on Undertale? It's one of my favorite games of all time. Sans and Nagito is a popular ship. I'm gonna pretend I didn't read that. And I will move on with my life, thinking that that's not a thing that exists. Thoughts on Pizza Tower? I know a lot of people asked me to play it. I have not played it, and I probably won't. Also, someone mentioned in chat that I haven't seen an episode of The Simpsons. It's funny you say that, because I'm actually scrolling through footage of 2 episodes of The Simpsons right now for the video I'm working on. I've never watched them, I just know what's in them. And they're very on brand, let's say, for the subject of the video. What? Don't go down the shipping rabbit hole. Oh, I know. Don't worry. That's not anything I'm interested in pursuing.
Hey, this is not.
Why can't
What clips am I looking for? I am looking for the clip where Bart tries to kill himself, and I'm looking for the clip where I think Homer has either a dream or a nightmare about trying to kill someone, something like that.
Pilgrims, summer is coming, and
and with it, a lot of cool stuff will make its way to Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Get ready for darker, more dangerous nights and roaming volatile.
Do I know the clip of Krusty the Clown going, "What the hell was that?" No, I don't.
The next update in June. Then, right after that, we'll kick off an event season like you have never seen before. Trust me, for one of them, you will want to get your butt.
Don't get involved in a show like Family Guy. Oh, I assure you, I have no such plans of doing so. Oh. Stream stuttered for a second there. Not sure if that was my internet or the show itself. Either way, it seems to be fine now. Oh, I think, is this it? I glanced up at the screen for half a second and saw Halo, and then I realized, oh, it's just a Game Pass advertisement thing. As if we're ever gonna get anything Halo campaign related ever again.
Feature playable Ripperoo and Engine, Neo Cortex's right-hand guy in Season 1. Now, it's time to change the topic and descend into madness. Joining me is a guy who was last on stage at the Game Awards 2021 to announce Alan Wake 2. He's come all the way from Finland. Please welcome from Remedy, Sam Lake. Good to see you.
I love the keyboard noise. A lot of it. Honestly, it's refreshing to hear that because when I was younger, whenever I would type on school computers, people would always get annoyed at the sound of the keyboard. So it's refreshing to hear that people are actually find the sound of me typing like that soothing. Of course, having a mechanical keyboard probably helps.
Quite a journey, yes. Alan Wake 2 is Remedy's first survival horror game. We have 2 playable characters. It's a 50-50 split between them. They are on their own separate terrifying journeys.
Okay, there might be a little bit of audio that plays here for a second. I'm going to try to mute it as quickly as I can.
It's all connected. And the player gets to switch between them at given points in the story as they choose.
Oh. Sorry about that. Someone opened Discord.
At the PlayStation event, you revealed Saga, the second character. Tell us a bit about her. She's in Bright Falls, and she's sort of living a narrative that Alan has written. Is that right?
Well, that's a good question to ask going into this. So yes, we have Alan Wake, our title character, of course, trying to escape from the nightmare dimension of the Dark Place. And then we have Saga, our new hero, FBI agent, coming to the Pacific Northwest small town of Bright Falls, together with her partner, Alex.
I like the keyboards sound much like the Adventure Time theme song. I have never heard the Adventure Time theme song.
Somehow linked in some way, right?
They are coming to investigate a series of ritualistic murders. And very quickly, the investigation turns into a nightmare when they discover pages of a horror story. Maybe written by a certain missing writer.
Am I going to do a behind-the-scenes video on how I edit my videos? I've actually considered it, just to kind of verbalize my thought process. I just don't know how many people would be entertained by, because it's really, I don't want to say mind-numbing, but it's very monotonous what I do. I mean, I think it's interesting, the kind of the thought process that goes into selecting clips for certain things that I say and making sure there's a balance between a balance to make sure that it's not too repetitive. And sometimes I'll have a clip in one place that fits the line, but then I figure out later that it actually fits a different line better, so I'll move it to that line, and then I'll have to find something to replace the hole I just filled in. But I don't know how interesting that would be to people, because a lot of people find the editing process to be very monotonous and boring, and I also don't think a lot of people really understand what it actually takes to make a video of a scale like this. I just don't know how big of an audience there is for that kind of thing, but maybe.
As he's trying to find his way out, and you can keep on.
Any plans to play the other Persona games like 3 and 4? I tried playing Persona 3.
The investigation goes on.
Didn't like it very much. I might try Persona 4 one day though.
In many surprising ways, but there is no right way to play through this. You can choose. You can go.
That's why people usually just put a gameplay in the background. Yeah, and honestly, if I did that, it would probably be fine. Well, depending on the video, I guess. And for my Lightyear video, my original Lightyear video, I did that because I didn't have a lot of footage available to me. But if I can, I don't like to do that. It's very important to me that the audio matches really tightly with the visuals. It creates a very, very cohesive and maybe immersive is the wrong word, but an experience that pulls you in and feels carefully put together instead of just kind of slapdash and haphazardly cobbled together.
Supernatural forces of darkness have brought the murder victim, in this case, back to life as a monster. And
thoughts on Dragon Ball Z? I know nothing about it.
Cauldron Lake, trying to find him and stop him.
Okay, with that, let's take a look at raw, unedited gameplay from Alan
For
Wake
chess or
2.
checkers? Chess. Honestly, I'm not sure I even fully remember how to play checkers. When I was a kid, my dad always liked playing chess, my mom always liked playing checkers, and backgammon was her big thing. She loved backgammon. I guarantee you I do not remember how to play backgammon, but I played it a lot with her when I was super young. And I played chess with my dad a lot when I was super young. Worst episode of Amphibia. Oh, dear God. Oh, I don't... I honestly don't know. That's a hard question. It's probably something from Season 3. God, I'd have to think about that a lot more. That's a really hard question. Where is Last of Us Part 2 on my 20 worst games list? Close to the top. It might be in the top 5. I honestly don't know. Best episode of Amphibia, probably the Season 1 finale. Did that enemy just glitch for a second? Or my eyes playing tricks on me? It looked like he kind of glitched for a small second there. You look forward to trying out the Dead Space remake? I've heard it is really good, yeah, just not really my thing. I enjoyed playing Dead Space 3, but from what I've heard, Dead Space 3 is like the antithesis of an actual Dead Space experience, so if I enjoyed that, I probably wouldn't enjoy the other two. Also, I only really played Dead Space 3 because it had co-op, so Neil and I could play it together. And the first two games do not have co-op, so it's even less of a reason for me to give it a shot. Best episode of Family Guy? Never seen it. Wouldn't know.
The text on the heart is clearer now.
Tattooed heart. All right.
I knew it would be here, like I saw it in a dream.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson.
Hey, Deadpool fans and anyone in chat who's seen the Deadpool movies, specifically the first one, if possible, what's the most grotesque slash violent slash gory thing that happens in the first Deadpool movie?
I'm forgetting. Something important. Something's not right.
because I know that the Deadpool's rated R, and it's available on Disney Plus for people to watch.
Now let's get a first look at the co-op campaign of Warhammer Space Marine 2 from Saber and Focus.
Can I name one thing I liked in the Mario movie and Guardians 3? Mario movie, let's see. The Super Mario, I doubt anyone cares about spoilers, but just in case there's anyone here who hasn't seen it yet. The first thing that you see Mario and Luigi do in the movie, I was like, oh, that's neat. That's a neat little callback. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's a bit tougher. What's one thing I liked about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? I think I liked the opening shot. The long one take establishing the state of affairs of everything. I think. I'm not sure. Why is there a pipe to another dimension underground in the Mario movie? There's so much about the Mario movie that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Can't wait to talk about it when we eventually do a Mario movie commentary. Ever see the live-action Mario movie? Yep. I sure have. I sure have. Thoughts on Mega Man? One of DreamWorks' best movies. Or sorry, wait. I just had a brain fart. I thought you said Megamind. Megamind is one of DreamWorks' best movies, but the Mega Man as a game series is something I've never played.
And yes, horror master John Carpenter. It's a brand new world, a brand new story, and looks like a heck of a lot of fun. Check this out.
The only exposure I have to Mega Man is the Mega Man weapon that Deadpool pulls out in Free Guy.
We gotta be ready. Nobody half-asses it this time.
Volume 3 is the last time you'll see a Marvel movie. Honestly, I can't even say that honestly, just because I'm probably gonna get dragged into seeing a lot more crappy Marvel movies in the future.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're giving this song a bad name. I didn't like Guardians 3? No, not at all. In fact, I might even say I hated Guardians 3. Nothing major. Yeah, no, you really didn't miss anything important, Trick.
More unexpected collaboration. John Carpenter and Saber with Toxic Commando. That looks tons of fun. You guys think any of those zombies made it? All right. Well, this August brings the long-awaited full 1.0 release of Baldur's Gate 3. And today, a new member is joining the cast. We're about to see the reveal of Lord Enver Gortash, the commander of a mechanical army of Steel Watchers. He's a second antagonist and is voiced by a familiar name.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over you. A new age is upon us. Gods have mercy on those who would stand in our way. A mad dog understands the yank of the leash on the hand of its master, but it cannot be an equal. You can be my equal. There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be...
Is Phase 5 MCU still as bad as Phase 4? Yes, because the only... Phase 5 currently only consists of movies that were originally planned as a part of Phase 4, though retroactively pulled out of it because Phase 4 got such bad rap. Quantumania was already going to be in Phase 4. And I believe Guardians 3 was as well. But even if it wasn't, Quantumania definitely was.
Shall we be allies?
In fact, Quantumania might be the worst movie the MCU has ever put out. It's exceptionally bad.
It isn't you I answer to, Gortash.
Baldur's Gate 3 is on track, Sven tells me, still for the end of August, and we can't wait to check that out. All right, this fall, Marvel Games and Insomniac are set to bring Spider-Man 2 exclusively to PlayStation 5. Sounds like you guys are a little hyped, so to tell us more is Brian Intihar, game director at Insomniac. Brian, thanks for coming by. I know you guys are deep in development. First of all, looks like we have some fancy art behind us. Is this the box?
This is the box art. This
okay.
is, you know, this is it. Here it is. I mean, it has 2 on the box for a reason, because this game features 2 Spider-Men, so we're really excited about it.
Absolutely. Peter and Miles.
You see Spider-Man everywhere now? Sure does seem that way, doesn't it?
You guys are doing with these sort of 2 characters. We saw some great gameplay at the PlayStation Showcase, but I want to talk about the 2 villains, I think, in the game. There may be more.
There are more. There are more out there, I
2
promise.
main ones, but we have some new art to show of, we obviously, Kraven, we got the reveal at the PlayStation event, so tell us a bit about him and how he factors in.
Kraven's very different from any character we've done. He's not, you know, he's not powered by magic or, you know, tech. He's just the best hunter in the world, and he's coming to New York for his greatest hunt. And what's better than all of the Marvel characters that live in New York City? So Peter, Miles, and others, he's on the hunt.
And others, ...
Yes, yes.
But Venom also, obviously, you know, Symbiote is a part of this whole story, as we saw in the gameplay. Oh, there you go. Good reaction to the art.
I'm glad you're happy.
I don't know how much you're going to tell us about
Oh my
Venom.
god, we're only an hour into the show. Just shoot me.
Venom? Can you tell us what's the origin of Eddie Brock Venom? Or?
It is not Eddie Brock.
Okay.
It is not Eddie Brock.
Okay.
Our goal was to tell an original story, something you haven't seen in the comics or the movies yet. Obviously, we love Venom
I
for a reason.
somehow don't believe it's going to be an entirely original story.
But how the story plays out, who is Venom, you have to play the game to see how it goes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. There's a bit of a tease. Now, obviously, the symbiote is a big part of the gameplay, and one of the things I think we were all struck with the footage that you showed at the PlayStation Showcase was, you know, how that is going to really impact the gameplay when you're playing as, you know, Peter. So tell us a bit about that and how, you know, the gameplay is going to be dramatically different.
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw it in just the raw power, the strength, and even the transformation of Peter's moves in that gameplay reveal.
Yeah.
You know, we call him the acrobatic improviser, him and Miles, but you can tell there's a lot more strength, a lot more raw power, aggression, which you saw both in the moves and how Peter talks. So it's not just what happens in gameplay, it's what happens, how the story plays out.
Interesting. So how it affects him as well.
Yeah, I mean, you saw some of that in...
How would I rank the Guardians movies?
And I know that the journey...
I have a hard time deciding between whether 1 or 2 is the better movie.
More of sort of
Yeah, I mean, the city
Because 1 is more consistently good, but the highs of 2 are higher than the highs of 1. But by the same token, the lows of 2 are also lower than the lows of 1. So it's higher highs, lower lows versus a more consistently good experience. So they flow in the line with each other as to which one's better. But 3 is definitively, it's not even close as to which 3 is just definitively in last place.
That you're gonna make it this fall?
You know, Jeff, I know you like exclusives.
Yes.
And I can promise you we are very confident what we're going to tell you right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
At this point, you're going to be happy if they show 2 things you remotely care about. Being a whole new breath. I'll play an audio clip from the video I'm editing right now if there's even a single thing by the end of the show that I give even half a shit about. That's the bar. If I give half a shit about it, I'll play an audio clip.
PlayStation 5. Got it.
Which admittedly is pretty high bar to clear.
Thanks so much for stopping by. I know you got a lot of work to do. Wrapping up the game, and we'll check it out in October. Thanks, Brian. We got our date. All right. Now let's take a look at Pal World, a multiplayer open-world survival
At what now?
game where you can befriend and collect mysterious creatures called Pal, who can also fight. In other words, kind of like Pokemon with guns.
I was just about to say, so you just described to me Pokemon.
Look at the Land of the Morning Light, a new expansion to Black Desert Online, which recreates the mythical folktales from Korea's Joseon Dynasty, and some huge bosses too.
It's just okay. It really is Pokemon with guns, huh? Alright. Alright. Okay. Sure. Whatever. It's literally just... It's literally just Pokemon, except they have guns. It's... Okay. Yeah. Sure. God damn it. Oh my good lord. Is that some poppin' that I see? That sure does look like some poppin' to me. Poppin'. They did change the formula, right? Yeah, people have been saying for years, you know, Pokemon, you gotta mix it up, do something different. So then someone else decided, fine, I'll do it myself, and they just fucking gave them guns. Just gave the Pokemon guns. There you go. There's your new take in the... I wish Forgetful Gal was here right now. I would love to see her reaction to Pokemon, except there's guns. I can't... Oh, good Christ.
Our story is more than what hobbits and elves know.
What would I say is my favorite Pokemon? The starter water Pokemon in Pokemon Sword. I think his name was Sobble, who I renamed to Bubble, I believe.
Delving for riches. Yet the greatest treasure remains out of our reach. Moria.
I mean, I don't really have that much emotional attachment to any Pokemon, because I just don't care about Pokemon. But, you know, that little guy was the first one I had in the game, so there's something to be said for that, I guess.
Come, my fellow dwarves. Rally together. It's time we took back our home.
I gave a shit play a clip. Okay, I guess I should rephrase. Something that I give enough of a shit to actually want to play. I will not be playing Pokemon with guns. I will not be playing the Pokemon except it has guns game. I should have been more specific. If there's even a single game where I think, I might want to play that. Maybe. That would be the criteria it has to meet. Not a game that I have any sort of reaction to. Oh, by the way, I seem to remember seeing something from Jeff Keighley that it was going to be wall-to-wall game announcements. Having all these ads spaced out between them is not wall-to-wall. Oh, for iOS and Android. Great way to capture my attention. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute this. You got to hear a little bit of audio from Deadpool there. Sorry about that. The ads are the chew and wall-to-wall like a sandwich. There you go, guys. Sign up for the closed beta test.
Pre-registration for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis has just started, and users will have the chance to participate in an upcoming closed beta test. Now, speaking of Final Fantasy... No. Today, during Summer Game Fest, DoorDash has your back.
What?
You can get a free burrito.
What? Are you fucking...
Game Fest. Plus, get
What? Wait a minute.
Prize pack.
What?
DoorDash, stay in your game.
Why would you do that?
Now here's a look at a game we debuted last year at TGA. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden. The story of
Why would you do that?
wilds of North America.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, DoorDash! That's a meme. That's a meme. That's actually a meme. You can't. Oh my god. I hope you weren't excited for any kind of Final Fantasy thing when he said that. I hope you didn't suddenly get very, very interested. Oh my god. No, that does not mean I will be trying out DoorDash because I reacted to it in any way.
The man says we face a choice, simple and awful. I banish you. Death to the dead. Do we kill? To be together again.
Or do we part forever?
Come out, wherever you are. Come on, show yourself.
Red.
Now free blood.
First Pokemon with guns, now DoorDash. Sorry you're late to the party. Oh, I wouldn't say they missed nothing. They missed the best part of the stream. Pokemon with guns, and then, speaking of Final Fantasy, DoorDash. That cannot be topped. That's peak. It's high quality memes right there.
頼みましたよ。コードネーム上流。大丈夫か？
ええ。お待たせしてしまって。
トラブル発生。車はまだか？到着まで3分。何があった？お前らも今回り右すりゃ無事に帰れる。さもなきゃ。これから起きることは
Would I rather watch Good Dinosaur or Brave? Brave, easily. Brave has an interesting first half and a laughable second half. Good Dinosaur is actual just boredom from start to finish.
Good morning, Stanley. It is 7:32 a.m. I hope you have a productive day.
Change username to just Stan.
Adjusting morning wake up. Good morning, just Stan.
Base to capsule 12. Come in. You there, Stan? Green across the board. Looks like we're good.
Like, I'm not over it. What did he think the reaction was going to be when he said, speaking of Final Fantasy? Like, of course that everyone's immediate thought is going to be that there's going to be some kind of Final Fantasy related announcement.
How long has it been now?
Like, what were you... Come on.
2 months and 17 days.
And I don't even care about Final Fantasy. I'm upset on behalf of those who are interested in that series.
He shouldn't be here. Someone there? This doesn't make sense. Is someone else down here? No.
We don't speak of socks anymore. We will once my second Lightyear video eventually comes out. We'll be talking a whole lot about that stupid little cat.
It's a beautiful new game, Under the Waves, and today, incidentally, is World Ocean Day. Fun fact. All right, next, Call of Duty. Well, there's a new Call of Duty coming this fall, along with...
Oh, is there now? Oh, could have guessed. A new Call of Duty coming out this year? Wow.
A Modern Warfare 2 Warzone launching next week. Here's your first look at Vondel, a new Warzone location with points of interest, including a medieval castle, a soccer stadium, and an abandoned zoo. Yep, it's all happening. Check it out. Here you go.
It's kind of staggering to think about just the vast majority of first-person shooter games I just don't enjoy playing. Halo is literally the only one that I actually like. That, and at least in terms of franchises. I also enjoyed Star Wars Republic Commando, but that's a one-off. It's not really like a Call of Duty, Battlefield, all the other big shooter games, Titanfall even, Apex Legends, just none of it appeals to me. Halo is literally the only one, which I find fascinating.
Season 4 next week. Today is a big day for video games, but also a huge day for Porsche. The iconic German automaker turns 75 years old today. And to celebrate their contributions in the automotive and gaming space, and we've all raced a 911 in some point at a game, Xbox has teamed up with Porsche for a limited edition run of 75 consoles inspired by 6 famous Porsche race cars. And I'm thrilled to debut the first design here today, inspired by the Porsche 963 that's racing this weekend at the 100th running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Let's take a look.
I'm not even going to pretend to have a reaction to this. I'll ask Neil what he thinks about it on Sunday. If he's at all interested in the Xbox designs of the Porsche racer things.
it is. The Porsche Xbox Series X. These custom consoles are not for sale, but you can enter for a chance to win one right now.
Oh, fuck off.
PorscheXboxSweepstakes.com. Make sure to stay tuned for the Porsche and Xbox additional opportunities to get your hands on these special consoles. All right, next. Phoenix Labs are building the next great entry into the cozy farm sim.
Oh,
cozy game.
Sure, another farm sim. Why not?
Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley. Previously announced for Nintendo Switch, there's now some exciting news for PC players too. Let's take a look at Fate Farm.
Dear friend, life in Azoria's been treating me well. Days pass so quickly. Before I know it, they turn into seasons. It's been a breath of fresh air. I think we found a way to get cozy and settle in. But there's something more I've been itching to explore. Realms where magic comes to meet us. As long as we're prepared, we can face anything.
Is it the farming direct again? I don't think so. It's just funny to think about, because seriously, that there was like 75 to 80% just farming sim stuff during that one direct. It was insane. So, hey, if you're into the genre, then it was like the greatest day ever for you. But for the rest of the world, nah.
Now, please welcome Ben Brode, Chief Development Officer and flannel enthusiast at Second Dinner, the developers behind the popular collectible card game Marvel Snap.
Oh, for God's... The future of video games, everyone.
Been on fire. Last time I saw you was at the Game Awards when you won Best Mobile Game. Seems like you've been very busy. We're excited about the Spider-Verse content.
I'm not getting invited to co-stream this next year.
It's exciting. We've been doing a bunch of new features, some of the wildest cards we've ever made, and some new game modes. Yeah.
New game.
Any hopes for the Xbox Game Showcase? No. Not, at least not any realistic ones.
Biggest update ever. We have a new game mode coming next week.
Like, it'd be cool, for instance, if they actually had anything Halo-related of substance, but that's not going to happen because 343 is in fucking shambles, so...
You don't have to wait till next week. If you haven't tried Marvel Snap, go download it right
you
now
know.
on your mobile device or early access on Steam.
All right, Ben. I love the enthusiasm, Ben. That's what I got. That's you. You're made for YouTube. All right. Well, we heard you brought something fun with you for us to watch, right?
Oh, yeah. So, listen. I am incredible.
What my reaction to a Mario Sonic crossover would be like an actual platformer? I would be like, okay, let's see what you got. This will be interesting. Kind of the same reaction to if they announced an Ace Attorney and Danganronpa crossover. I'd be like, really? You get all right. Good luck.
Because they might just be a little bit unlucky.
Cue the tape.
Oh, snap.
Okay, I don't have an ideal hand of cards.
What season would I recommend Suits to end on? Well, honestly, I mean, I think Season 9 does give the show a really satisfying ending. It sucks that you have to go through Season 8 to get to it, but it's worth it to get to the end of Season 9. I mean, because, like, if it were absolutely forced to where Season 6 was the final season, you could get away with that. Season 6 is a satisfying enough conclusion. It's just, you don't get... Well, I say that, but it leaves Lewis's stuff off on a big cliffhanger. That's the other problem with this, is that it's, all of Lewis's stuff. Lewis is the sole redeeming element of Season 8, and all of his stuff in Season 8 and 9, and what the lengths they go to give him the ending he deserves are just ignored if you bypass Seasons 7 through 9. So I would still say that we needed 7 through 9 to get to the ending the show deserved.
The world premiere first look at Chapter 4, Season 3 of Fortnite Wilds. Now, if you're looking for the smartest way to level up your gaming this summer, compare top credit cards side by side with NerdWallet and start maximizing your cashback rewards on
for
everything from
Christ's
Wi-Fi
sake.
to headsets. Now, here's a look at King Arthur Legends Rise, a new cross-platform UE5 game for mobile and PC, a Fantasy Squad RPG adventure that is available to pre-register today.
Super Mario Odyssey DLC? Did I think spoiler getting together was too little, too late, or no? No. I wouldn't say so. But then again, I was never really that invested in them in getting together in the first place. But it was... Now, there is something to be said about... knowing that, the writers might have chosen to hold on to that as the... something so that people can go, see? Season 8 wasn't all bad. Look at what they gave us in the literal final 8 seconds. See? But outside of that, I don't really have issue with it.
You rallied to protect the beacon and paid a terrible price. You fell, and the world was broken. Remember who you were, who you are.
Remember who you are.
This world needs champions.
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me. It's just funny because I'm literally scrolling through Lion King footage right now. Not Lion King, not the good one, the bad one. I am unfortunately forcing myself to look at this pile of literal shit. You gonna go play Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories while the Game Fest continues? It makes good background noise. Yell at you if something interesting happens. Yeah, you'll definitely hear the tone of my voice change if something interesting, be it good or bad, if something interesting happens. My tone of voice will certainly change. I just don't count on it. There has not been a single thing in this show so far that I'm even vaguely interested in playing. Now, if that Sonic game had been Sonic Mania 2, it'd be a different story, but it wasn't, so... And I don't think we're ever gonna get Sonic Mania 2, to be frank.
What do you say, guys? One more game?
Good morning, Scavenger. Scan your surroundings.
I implied in the Lion King remake commentary I didn't like the Dora movie. I think it would be the opposite. That I imply that I absolutely adore the Dora movie because Dora and the Lost City of Gold is the most spectacular work of fiction to have ever been created. But if you want a straightforward answer, I love that movie because it's ironically terrible. Isn't like it's well, no, it's ironically great, I guess, in that it's so poorly constructed, none of it makes any sense, and it's so outrageously garbage that it just I can't help but laugh at it. So I bear no negative emotions towards that film whatsoever. Kind of the same thing with Cars 2. What do I not like about Season 8, aside from Samantha? They try to shove... Because of what happens at the end of Season 7, they try to shove characters into roles they don't belong in because there's a massive gap in the cast list now. So they try to shift things around and it doesn't work. There's a lot to go into, but that's the core. If you want to, it all really stems back to just the decision that happened at the end of Season 7, and how that affected Season 8.
My buddy Anthony Mackie and I have been working on this for some time now. We're really excited to share with you Twisted Metal, which is streaming only on Peacock starting July 27th. And I'm very excited to share a sneak peek of the character of Sweet Tooth, who I had the pleasure of voicing. Hope you enjoy it. Check it out.
This is gonna be fun.
Swung a little wide there.
You know, every year they say this shit is safe for co-streaming, and it's always wrong, because they always show TV clips or movie clips of some kind.
I'm guessing you don't fight much outside of your car now, do you?
Look, Clown, I don't need 4 wheels to kick your ass. Any chance we can get this back in the cars?
How about a little kill music?
Thoughts on the false advertisement for Lost Us Part 2? I wasn't there for the false advertisement. Like I didn't follow the marketing of that game at all. I only played the finished product. So I'm not one. I can comment on the Halo 5 false advertising because I lived through that. I lived through that hype. And I was pissed when the game came out. But I can't do that for Last of Us 2 because I didn't live through it. I didn't experience it. Which intro is better? Suits seasons 1 to 7 or 8 to 9? I mean, it's hard to say just because I like them both. I don't think I prefer one over the other because they both fit this style of show, I guess. Like, as to what the show is focusing on, both intros fit their respective time period in the series history.
Who hasn't dreamt of duplicating oneself in order to multitask? This new hack-and-slash game with a tactical twist allows you to do just that. Brought to you from France, here's the world premiere reveal trailer of Lisfunga, the Time Shift Warrior, coming later this year to PC.
What's up? Not much. I'm just editing in the background while watching Summer Game Fest, waiting for a single thing I care about that hasn't happened yet.
Receive my light, Lisfunga. Let this power flow through you, and fight again alongside your past selves.
I'm here again. That's another me. I look good. I rewind. I begin again, but with another me to fight with.
You're coming with me. You're not the only one who can be in multiple places at once.
I will become leader.
One of my thoughts on the FNAF movie. I have some concerns, but the trailer overall looks promising, and I hope it's good, because we've been waiting for this since 2015, and goddammit, the FNAF series deserves a quality film adaptation.
Very cool independent game. All right, next up is a brand new IP from Ascendant Studios, a single-player, first-person...
Do I think Suits Season 8 would have been better or worse had they gotten the missing cast members to return? I think pretty much every problem with Suits Season 8 stems from the cast not being what it was for Seasons 1 through 6, really. Basically every problem stems back to that fact.
This is such a cool game, super high production value, spectacular game.
Thoughts on the voice acting in the Mario movie?
You're the main character, Jack, right?
Some did really well, some did not do very well.
He's a battle mage that controls all three forms of magic, triple threat. He's brash, he's funny, but he gets the job done.
Well, it's the gameplay, as we've seen, is just so fast-paced. There's so much action in it, you know, with all the spells, the spell casting, and the magic. What can you tell us about the story and sort of how this battle mage, Jack, comes in? He sort of becomes a battle mage, right?
Yeah, he kind of comes from nothing. He's, I guess they call him a street rat is what he was. But he, during a time of intense trauma, he...
You didn't know there was a trailer out for the FNAF movie? There is. And I think it looks promising. You should check it out. I hope they keep it simple. My biggest concern, honestly, is that they're going to try to lean into more recent lore, and it's going to confuse, because it needs to be palatable for FNAF fans, but also for just general audiences. So they need to keep it very simple, restricted to the lore of just the first game at most. Don't try to weave in anything else, any of the more recent crap, because that's what I'm afraid of, is that it's going to be like, oh look, Vanny's here at the first location, or whatever. I just keep it nice and simple.
And trying to end the Everwar, and it's taking place in like one of the most badass levels of a video game I've seen.
Hope it's not a lore dump. That's the thing. It's just because really, the story of the original FNAF game isn't that complex when you boil it down. Even the first 2 games. I might even say even the first 3 games, when you boil it down, it's not that... It's presented to you in a bit of a disjointed order. Huh. It's funny, we were talking about Suits the whole time. And then that's Gina Torres. I believe we call that serendipitous. Or if you don't know who Gina Torres is, she plays Jessica Pearson in Suits.
What's our bearing, sir? northeast.
But yeah, the story of FNAF may be presented to you in a bit of a disjointed order, but when you really break it, when you lay it all out, it's not that complex. It's just the more recent games and all the crap that they've added that's made it super complex. You find it weird some people want it to be bloody and gore-filled. FNAF was never like that. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess you say that, but then you remember the Springlock scene from FNAF 3. It doesn't look gory because it's presented to you in an 8-bit minigame format, but if you actually had to see that in live action, might be a different story. Splatoon is a shooter. Oh, I guess I should clarify first-person shooters then, because I don't really. I mean, if you factor in third-person shooters, then there's also Ratchet and Clank. There's a bit more wiggle room there, but strictly in terms of FPS games, is what I was talking about earlier. Fair, but they shouldn't try to make it as bloody as possible. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't want a bloodbath. Let's be clear. Like, I don't. When it comes to horror, I'm not compelled by just blood, gore, constantly all the time. The most effective horror for me is psychological horror, stuff like. For as weird as it sounds to say, actually no, I don't need to say that. I was gonna say Doki Doki Literature Club. Whenever I say that, it's always like people who don't know what I'm talking about will roll their eyes because like, oh. A game with that name and that art style is psychological horror, okay. But I don't need to anymore because I played Amori, and Amori is like the pinnacle of psychological horror. Or for films, Requiem for a Dream. That's the stuff that compels me, not cheap jump scares, not an incessant use of gore and blood. So that's never what I would advocate for. But to say that there was never any of that stuff in FNAF, there definitely was. It just was toned down visually, I guess. Oh, this is the grand event you've all been waiting for, Fortnite Wilds.
Is debuting the cinematic trailer to preview the season. The center of the island has collapsed, revealing a vast, hidden jungle with ancient secrets to discover. And of course, there's a whole new Battle Pass lineup where you can unleash the power, yes, of Cybertron. Here we go.
Oh boy. Oh, Ice Age 4? God, that fish thing looks so stupid. On the left there. Oh, now it's Ice Age 3. Oh, now... Alright, yep. Oh, now it's Jurassic World. Now it's Tarzan. Now it's Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And of course, that's what that was building up to. The amount of effort they put into the cinematics for a game that is just not even remotely driven by its narrative is kind of baffling. non-actual gameplay footage. Some items might require additional purchase.
Well, finally, guys, it's time to get to our grand finale.
Oh boy, you guys ready? This is it.
Deep honor for me to present this game.
It's what we've all been waiting for.
See is a world premiere trailer that gives us a new look at an expansive world we can't wait to explore again. This game comes from a studio that surprised the world and redefined the RPG genre with its iconic characters and rich storytelling. And I want to thank them for this trailer for one of gaming's most anticipated upcoming releases. The rumors were true.
We're still here at the scene of this terrible disaster, caused by a massive tornado which swept through sectors 0, 1, and 2. Amidst the wreckage of the expressway, search and rescue operations are already in progress.
Just look at it all. It's so
And I'm asleep.
even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
Was wondering, what's Cloud been doing these past 5 years? Where's he been?
And you're asking me this?
This is gonna sound crazy, but as far as I know, Cloud was never in Nibelheim 5 years ago.
The life stream. It is the very essence of our
What?
star. The blood coursing through its planetary veins.
According to Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows of the Man, I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgard. We fought him. Whatever happened, he's alive.
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what?
Well now, think we woke it up.
Angered it, more like.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a Turk.
Keep her away from me!
They say she's a monster, that she can peer inside you, into the very depths of your soul, that she can become those you hate, those you fear, those you love.
Marie,
You murdered my dad! You burned my village!
You know that I killed her. So, who is she?
Available on 2 discs.
There
It's the
you
year
have it. That was
2012.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming early 2024 to PlayStation 5. Nomura-san, thank you so much. All right, that's going to do it for Summer Game Fest, our live showcase. But that is not the end of Summer Game Fest. Stay tuned this weekend for updates on many more games during SGF Play Days, a hands-on event for media here in Los Angeles, including Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, as well as the Xbox and Bethesda showcase on Sunday. Right now, though, stay tuned for Day of the Devs from IM8bit and Double Fine.
Has there been even a single... So there's been, over the last 3 years, which is actually kind of insane to me, that it's been... We've had 3 years in a row of Summer Game Fest. That's nuts. But over all 3 of those events, none of them have been good.
December when we come together here in Los Angeles to celebrate 10 years
Not a single one.
Awards. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Well, that's about what I expected it was going to be. Nothing. Okay, well, ordinarily I would stick around a little longer and chat about the show, but there was nothing worthwhile to chat about in that show, so I don't really have anything to say. Except that that's exactly what I thought we were going to get, and the bar is even lower for Sunday's Xbox show. I'm still expecting to come out of that not really liking anything, but who knows. Maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe they'll have a surprise tool that will help us later. Or maybe not. And it's just going to be a whole lot of nothing. That's the more likely scenario. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the Summer Game Fest show. And with that, I need to get back to editing this video if I have any hope of getting it done by Monday. So, yep, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later for whatever it is you decide to watch next. Have a good day, everybody.